So, I saw Avengers Endgame last night, the opening night. Not quite, I didn't see the midnight release. I have a 9-to-5 job. I can't do that shit. I need my beauty sleep. But I saw it the day after, the first official day that it was out. And I got home pretty late, and I word vomited this script onto a page because my head was exploded from this experience, and I just really wanted to talk all about it and tell you guys what I thought, how I felt, some of the vibes that I picked up. So this might not be the most coherent script, and I might ramble a little bit, but I just wanted to talk about this, man. It was special to me. I know it's special to a lot of other people out there, so let's just get into it. Spoilers, by the way. Lots of spoilers in this video, so unless you've already seen it or you just don't give a shit, maybe click off the video until you've watched it and you don't care about the spoilers anymore. Let's do it. Avengers Endgame, the culmination of 50 billion movies over the course of the last 100 years of cinema, all come to this final culmination, this epic conclusion, movie after movie after movie of all of these characters that we've seen grow and learn and develop, and all of these tidbits, little tiny secrets packed in after the credits leading up to this one final epic ass moment. Don't really know how to describe it any better. This was such a big deal, such a culmination of so many hours of movies and work. After so long, it's finally done, and I don't know if they could have really constructed a better bookend to this series. And I don't know how they're gonna top it or follow it up or move forward from here, but that's not the point of this video. Let's talk about this shit. The movie starts immediately after the events of Infinity War. We're greeted with probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, Hawkeye on his little family farm with his cute little family, his cute daughter and his cute children and his wife, just hanging out, doing family shit. And for a few moments there, you're just like, yeah, this is a really nice scene. This is wonderful. And then right before your eyes, in real time, his entire family is stripped away, and it just brings back into full view, in the silence of this despair, no music, the full weight and gravity and failure and travesty of everything that happened at the beginning of the last movie. You just get it. This emotional punch right to the face, in case you forgot, and then we're off and running. Almost immediately, I mean the first 20 or 30 minutes of the movie, they find Thanos, they murder Thanos, they find that the Infinity Stones are gone, 5 years pass, bada bing, bada boom. Probably one of my favorite things about this entire movie, the subversion of expectation all the way through. They just take the good old brain ball and they run in the complete opposite direction that you would have expected them to go for most of the duration of the movie. For me at least anyways. And it was beautiful. It starts from the pits of despair, and you get to see these heroes, these hulking figures of iron will and triumph that have gloriously beaten any challenge that was ever put before them in the past over the course of the last 10 years of cinema, beaten. A team of losers. And you see them dealing with this failure. The first half of the movie is tremendously sad, man. You're going very in-depth into each one of these characters and just learning about how they deal with this tremendous loss and this tremendous failure and this weight that is down upon their shoulders. Lots of beer drinking, lots of fat suits. And it's just such a wonderful change of pace. Every single Marvel movie up until this point, and this is something that the MCU has been criticized for in the past, they all kind of follow the same formula. It all seems so go-lucky and happy, you know? They're always win. They're always facing these obstacles and beating them and achieving and triumphing. And there's never really anything that seems too dire or too harsh for them. But in this, they're low, man. It's just battered, beaten, bruised. And from that point onward, it's just a crazy Willy Wonka insanity train ride into time travel, my man. Tony Stark discovers how to harness the quantum realm in order to utilize time travel. No big deal. And then the team splits up onto different alternating timelines in order to try and get the Infinity Stones before Thanos has a chance to himself. And they visit all of these kind of special moments across the entire history of the MCU. And honestly, this is a movie writing trope that I really love. I know it's probably a little cliche, but it just hits me good, you know? Seeing these characters re-enter these iconic moments from the past. Captain America fighting Captain America from the first Avengers movie in the Fight for New York scene is just like tremendous thing. You get to see Star-Lord get knocked out during his initial dance sequence in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and there's a really cool little nod to the Winter Soldier as well.
Hail Hydra.
I mean, my words can't really do any of this justice. Obviously, you have to see it. I'm kind of just recounting stuff, mostly for people who've already probably seen the movie, which is a little weird when you think about it. But I mean, it's just so interesting to see these characters go back to these set pieces from the past where they had triumphed and achieved great things, but they're coming back to them now from such a different and dire and sad place. And from all of this time travel insanity, alternate timeline Thanos finds out in a clever way, in my opinion, that they're doing this thing, and then launches a time travel assault on the heroes. Like, what? The writing in this movie is honestly nothing that I could ever do, and was composed in such a grand and epic way that it's just so beautiful to me. Over the runtime of this movie, they deal with so many powerful and amazing moments and storylines and narratives, and conclude them all so wonderfully and effectively, and weave them together in such a great way. And it's all done well, it doesn't really fall flat on its face at any part. There's really no points in the movie where I thought it was like cheesy or overdone. It was just subtle and perfect, in my opinion. I mean, there are the occasional parts where you're like, okay, come on. I mean, yeah, Tony Stark is just chilling one night and, discovers time travel over a beer in like 45 minutes. No big deal. Just another day in the office being a genius, I guess. But none of it really takes away from the grand picture and the whole scale and scheme of things, It all just felt so poignant. And the ending, this epic crescendo where every single hero that you've ever gotten to know or love over the course of 27 movies and 10 years all show up at the same time versus this one villain who has been alluded to over the last decade of time in this massive, world-ending, epic battle. I don't even know what words to really describe it, to be completely honest with you. I'm at a loss. It was just an emotional roller coaster ride for anybody who's a big fan of the MCU, which I am, and I thought that I would just throw down some of my thoughts, stream of consciousness, word vomit onto a page, and just talk to all you fine folks about it. And I'm not a comic buff. I don't know exactly how finely they stuck to the minutia of the original story itself. I mean, they already changed it in the first movie. I was pretty sure they weren't going to have Thanos' motivation be that he wanted to impress death. I didn't really think that would work in the movie itself, so, whatever. But nonetheless, a stunning movie of tremendous heartbreak and melancholy and triumph and heroism and any other emotion that you can think of that would punch you in the chest with the force of 1,000 suns. Probably the finest conclusion you could ever ask for to this immense series that has been going on forever. I don't know if anything will really top this in regards to cinema in a very long time. I mean, this was the culmination of, like I've been saying many times, almost 30 movies in 10 years. I mean, to build up to something like that, to even compete, is unfathomable to me right now. But those are kind of my initial thoughts. I still need to see the movie a couple more times, I think, to get a little more of a solid grasp on exactly every little thing that was going on. But it was a pretty affecting movie to me. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I think I might have said, this is not my regular kind of content. This was sort of just off the cuff, stream of consciousness, word vomit type of script. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you on the next one. Love ya. Bye-bye.